so let's dig a little bit deeper into what motivation is and what it isn't. And I think one of the easiest ways to do that is just do the comparison between behavior and motivation, because it's a critical distinction. And I think even more so than that, you know as well as I do that the correlation between motivation and behavior is not one-to-one. And that's, I think, important to hold on to. Just because you are motivated to do something does not mean that you end up doing it. So let's dig a little deeper here. So behavior, an action, habit, pattern, or an activity that you engage in, right? It's something that you're doing day in and day out. Motivation, on the other hand, is something within that drives you, excites you, energizes you, and it's again, it's sort of internal to the individual. People around you can observe behavior, right? People can observe what you do. They can observe the decisions you make, and you can, I can observe your behavior. You can observe mine. Motivation, on the other hand, again, people cannot observe motivation. I can't observe yours, you can't observe mine. And again, this goes back to this comment about the correlation between motivation and behavior is not one-to-one, which is really critical. We'll talk more about it in a second. And it leads to a few other factors that are very important in relation to motivation. Your behavior may reflect your environment or a specific situation, right? Behavior can change or alter depending on where you are, what you think the world needs from you. What does this person want from me? What type of behavior is required right here, right now? Motivation, on the other hand, is intrinsic, and it often stays consistent when the circumstances change. So yes, sometimes you're motivated to go left, and you do go left. Sometimes you're motivated to go left, but you go right, which is, the behavior is the right. So, just because the situation might be different, the behavior might be different, but the motivation doesn't change, right? It stays consistent, remarkably consistent, even when the circumstances change. Behavior, you have behavioral patterns that develop over time, but behaviors, again, they might differ from day to day. Motivation, on the other hand, you have motivations that are, again, remarkably consistent, right? They motivations that develop earlier in your life, and they stay consistent across the duration of your lifespan. Whereas, yeah, you might have behavioral patterns that develop over time, that you might show the same behavior on a regular basis, probably because of a particular motivation. But again, your behavior can really differ from day to day, whereas motivation does not.